Okay, here is the large deck that we just completed. As you can see, this deck goes all the way around to the other side of the house here, and then goes down to there. And then at the other side of the house, goes all the way down over to there. So, quite a large deck, I would say. Got it all done. Hello, this is Ray from Connecticut Handyman Services, and in this video I'm going to show you what I did to a deck that was totally in poor condition. Now, this is the deck that I am referring to. As you can see, the boards are rotted, and in the far end over there, the boards were actually so soft that, you know, if you stepped on them, you would just fall right through. So this deck hadn't been taken care of in years and years. And of course, the homeowner called us out and said, hey, we want you to, sand and paint our deck. Well, a lot of times when you go there, it's not as easy as that. And as you can see, some of the cap rails are all rotted. And as we go forward in the pictures, you'll see what I'm talking about. Now here's a picture of a handrail that's been rotted through in the corners here. And, I had to replace those two rails, the one on the left and the right. Okay, now here you can see that even some of the beams that weren't sisted together right. And the joists themselves were 24 on center. And industry standard is usually between 16 and 18 inches on center. So instead of removing all the rafters and redoing them, we actually put new rafters in between the 24 on center, which made the joist actually 12 inches on center, which is an overkill, but it made the deck structure a lot more solid. Now you can see here that some of the footers, they did have footers on there, and they did have support posts on top of those footers, but when we went down there, we just pushed on the supports, and they just wiggled around like they weren't sitting on anything. So we knew we would have to dig new footers, but as we were digging, we found that the old footers that were in there were crumbling on top, and somehow they got slanted. As you can see there, looks like it's slanted to the left slightly, and so the posts actually didn't have anything to sit on, and that's why you could just move them around. So of course we had to, dig new footers, and we used this this quick dry mortar mix that really dried really fast. I couldn't believe it. We were able to put new support posts in within an hour of pouring this stuff, and it was absolutely amazing. Here's one of the footer supports that we redid. We brought brand new 4x4 posts to put on top of the footers, and as you can see, we did it right. We screwed down the metal post holder below there that actually keeps the post itself up off of the cement and keeps water out from underneath of it, and it also makes it easier to change the post if you have to in the future because of rot. And so here's a picture of all the posts that we put in to support the deck. And if you look underneath the deck, you can actually see the new joists that we put in between the old joists. So we made it 12 inches on center. You can also see that these posts are 8 foot. Well, maybe you can't see it, but they are 8 foot apart because the front supports were 2x8s, so you can have no further than 8 foot apart for each support. So that's what we did. In the far back there, you can see one that we put in that wasn't even there. They didn't even have one there before. So we actually made this structure a lot more solid. And this is the only part of the deck that needed this work. All the rest of the deck had been done by a contractor, and all the footers were there, and all the posts were there on top of the footers, and the rest of the deck was solid. So then we begin the task of taking off the old boards, and as you can see, the baluster post support there is all rotted, and we changed a couple of those. You can see that better in this picture with the new deck boards that we got down, and you can see the handrails on the top that we changed, and the baluster supports on the bottom, new 2x4s down there because the old ones were all rotted out. And these are the new decking boards where in the first picture you could see that they were all rotted, and at the far end you could walk right through them. And so we supported the whole deck and put on new decking boards, and everything looks really, really good.